What up guys, Jet Shells here and welcome back to World of Tanks. I hope all of you are doing well. I apologize for the lack of commentary on my videos, on the content on the channel the last week to week and a half. I've been a little busy working with multiple things and it takes a little bit more time to make these videos with commentary, but I'm going to rectify that today with this game in my WZ-131 on Murovanka encounter from the south spawn. So let's just get started. So first of all, we're in a pretty nice matchup as far as tiering. It's a tier 8 game mostly. There's one tier 9 on each side. I should say the enemy gets two tier 9s, the T10 and the M53-55 Arty. And we don't get any actual tier 9 tanks. We only get the GW Tiger, which is kind of lopsided in matchmaking there. As you guys can see, I'm going to be doing this decision-making video with pausing incrementally here. So the first thing here, I decided to go along this mid-ridge here to get some vision on the enemy team dispersion. This spot is really good for getting an idea of where the enemy team are dispersing to the west and to the east, and which tanks they're sending where. Not just on encounter mode, but also standard mode. So I get a lot of productive spots early right here, but I'm making a really bad mistake right here, and I'm pointing out why. I am getting really greedy wanting to shoot this M4190 before he gets into cover in this, like this center road area here in the E8 to E9 area as he wraps around this ridge. And I am exposing myself completely unnecessarily to multiple lines of fire and multiple enemy tanks just for the possibility of getting one shot of damage. So this is a really bad move on my part. I got the productive spots here, but I'm exposing myself way too much to try and get a shot. And I do get the shot off, and I do hit him, but unfortunately we bounce, so I must have hit the very edge of his tracks or something like that, or at a very extreme angle of his tank, as the M4190 doesn't have that much armor. Now we're gonna keep our head down here and only expose myself to one angle of fire here, shooting at this KV3. We get one hit into him, and as he goes invisible, I go ahead and take another blind shot, as the KV3 is a pretty slow heavy, and he wasn't able to reverse back in time. And it looks like we were able to get another shot of damage into him successfully. Did not get spotted by the KV3 there, if you look over there to the right, as the enemy M4190 was retreating back to a more conservative position. He spotted me as my side to my right was not covered by the bush in front of me. Decide to switch my fire from the KV3 to the Charioteer, as the Charioteer is a more dangerous target. And unfortunately, I missed my second shot on the Charioteer as I was auto-aiming. That's a really bad habit that I'm trying to break slowly. I auto-aim way too much, and I miss or don't pen some of my shots because of it, and I'm just trying to improve the efficiency of my marksmanship. But the enemy KV3 dies as he decides to cross late into this 7 line area right here where this T25AT is, and he's also making the same mistake that the KV3 did. And we're able to keep him spotted here just because of my really good view range, and he's not able to see us and be able to shoot back at us accordingly, and so I'm able to put a lot of free shots into him. Unfortunately, bounced the kill shot there on the T25AT. I could have taken a blind shot at where the Charioteer was last spotted, but I was wanting to try and get the kill shot here on the T25AT. He's hiding behind the wreck of the dead enemy KV3, so I don't have a shot at him currently. Constantly checking to see if I have an outline on him. And right now we're just in a really good position. Our team are pushing up the 9 line and the 0 line quite efficiently, and so I'm able to put a lot of crossfire support into the sides of the enemy as they're slowly retreating away from my teammates. And for the most part, we're able to shoot and damage an enemy tank every time we're loaded, which is what you're generally try to do when you're talking about damage potential in a scout. Obviously, the scout is not just about doing damage, it's about getting intel, spotting the enemy team, getting assistance damage, of course. But when you're talking about doing your own direct damage, then you want to be able to put yourself in a position, ideally, where you can use your DPM of your gun effectively. Now, now that we've cleaned up the east flank, I'm going to go over here and help my team babysit the encounter cap circle here. Going to pause the game here again. I gotta explain the decision on why I was sitting over here in the east for so long. When you're trying to decide, especially in encounter mode or maybe assault, how much time you have to spend on a flank is not just the cap counter here, but pay attention to your teammates. What tiers of tanks do you have on your team here in the opposing position, and what tier do the tanks do the enemy have? How much HP do they have? And so while you're fighting over on another flank, just take a casual glance in between shots maybe, or whenever you have a break in the action, take a look at your teammates over on another flank and see how much HP that they have and how well are they faring against the enemy team. And that will give you an idea on how much time you have to work another flank before your teammates start getting in trouble. Unfortunately, the enemy team here was played very conservatively until this point on the west flank here on the 1-2 lines. They did have an overmatch here against my teammates, but they never pushed it, so they just kind of sat in the cap circle, and that gave us enough time to clean up the east flank and wrap around. And so now we have really nice flanking opportunities for to shoot into the back and the sides of these heavies as we're coming in from two different directions. And I'm making a mistake right here. I'm trying to shoot the enemy IS as he's crossing over here and trying to get down into cover off the one-line ridge. And I'm unnecessarily exposing myself, once again, like I did before at the beginning of the game, to fire from multiple angles from this OHO and from this T29, and I think it's a KV3 is also in the cap circle, so I'm exposing myself unnecessarily to multiple angles of fire. I should either be trying to shoot just these guys, or just these guys, and not exposing myself to two different directions. Fortunately, not quick enough on the draw there, and the IS is able to get into cover before we can put a shot into him. Now we have some really nice shots into the side and the back of the enemy T29, and the cap is not an issue anymore. The enemy are not going to win by capping, and they're most likely not going to win at all. Unfortunately, bounce on the KV3 there. I willingly take the first shot from the Oni, and I make a misplay right here. When I drove up over this ridge here to shoot the enemy KV3, I made a misplay. I willingly took the shot from the OHO, but I didn't maneuver myself in such a position. As you can see here, he's using the, I think that's a 107. Somebody in the comments of the video, if it's a different gun, you guys can correct me. But he's not using the derp gun, so he has a faster rate of fire. I should have noticed that and paid attention that I needed to stay in cover and get to his side so that he wasn't able to shoot me again. But instead, once I drove over, I paused and sat still while I was aiming at this KV3, and that gave the OHO enough time to drive away from me to get enough gun depression to shoot me. So I took a second shot of damage that was completely unnecessary, and now I'm a one shot for anyone on the enemy team that's left alive. Our team are able to secure the kill on the KV3 here, and now I'm making another misplay here. And I'll explain why. Right now I am getting really greedy, and I'm basically farming damage on the enemy OHO Japanese tank because it's pretty much impossible for him to shoot me at this point. But the point is, due to the combined fire, I need to anticipate and look at where my teammates are focusing their fire. They're going to be focusing their fire on the enemy IS right here. So the KV-3 is going to shoot him and the Tiger is going to shoot him, and if they both successfully pen this IS, he's going to be much lower HP than the enemy Oho is going to be. And we will be able to kill this IS much quicker just because he has lower HP. And instead of me helping my team focus and killing this IS, I make a really bad misplay and really bad focus fire, and I end up just trying to shoot the Oho in the side over and over again instead of working with my teammates to kill this IS. There we go, the KV-3 pens the IS there once. And now the IS is 500 HP, and I should be switching my fire to the IS right now as he's much lower HP and we can take his gun out of the fight quicker. And now look at what's happened. This is what happens when you don't work as a team, and I made a really bad misplay here. Now, because we didn't focus fire down one target, my Tiger buddy and my KV-3 buddy have both died. Yeah, we've taken a lot of HP out of both of these tanks, but they're both alive still. And guess what? Now I'm left alone because I didn't help my teammates. And the IS and the Oho are now free to turn and shoot at me because there's no one else on my team to distract them and force them to look two different directions. So my misplay is gonna come back and bite me in the butt here, and I'm gonna pay the consequences of my mistake here in a couple seconds. So now I'm just trying to maneuver and get out of their fire before they're able to kill me. But unfortunately, the enemy IS is able to wrap his turret around in time and is able to kill me before I can get it in cover behind the ridge. But fortunately, this wasn't a game-winning or close game scenario, so to say. Both of these guys are really low health, and we have enough of our team left alive that they can mop up these remaining two enemy tanks, which is what they end up doing. But the point is, it was a really bad play on my part to not focus on the IS in principle. Whether it's a close game or not, you always should be trying to practice good technique and good tactics. That way, when the game is close, that you hadn't taken that extra shot of damage, and you have that little bit of extra margin for error. And who knows? Maybe the game you'll end up winning because you practiced all those good fundamental techniques throughout the battle. So, I had a really good end result of this game statistically wise. I was able to employ good marksmanship for the most part, but I exposed myself unnecessarily several times in this game, and at the end I wasn't prioritizing my targets correctly. So. No game is perfect, and you should always look back and try and find areas that you can improve your gameplay on in future battles. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this game. Good luck out there on the battlefield, and good hunting.